Welcome to you. My name's Dayle, and this is Dale's Addictions.
And hi, I'm Connor from the closet. Welcome to you. My name's Dayle, and this is Dale's Addiction. This is an unplanned intro because Connor and I talked so long in our How to Join a Luxury Cult video that we have had to break it into not one, not two, not three, but 4 separate parts. So hopefully by now you've already seen parts 1 and 2, and the links to those videos will be down below. Part 2 is on Connor's channel, and if you haven't checked out Connor's channel or subscribed, please do so whilst you're there. This is part 3, and Connor will be following up with part 4. If you haven't already downloaded the bingo card, it's available on both of our Instagram pages. So please head over there and start playing the game on Instagram as well. Here we go. All right, so I'm looking at my dishevelled list. And next on the list, we are at Unicorn Bag.
Ooh!
Oh, wow, the unicorn bag. And this one was mentioned briefly in our last collab, and it kind of started things off about this kind of terminology. So unicorns don't exist. I suggested rare as hen's teeth. Some people made other suggestions as well, and for those we appreciate them.
They were duly noted. Duly noted,
but at the end of the day...
It's so well known. It'd be like changing the name of a country. It just does not end. If you ask Czechoslovakia, it did not end well. So it is... We're sticking with unicorn, begrudgingly. Insert unicorn emoji. That is what we're going with, and I'm not happy, but whatever. You can't change the world, Connor, is the moral of the story.
It's like that latest Zoomoni collection with all the rainbows and unicorns on it.
I love it.
It's so cute.
I love it, but you've got to be...
But then you're like, oh, I struggle wearing that.
It's very Sailor Moon.
It is Sailor Moon, yes, and I love it from afar.
Yes.
But, anyhow, so the unicorn bag is a bag that is super... hard to get hold of.
Very hard to get hold of.
Limited. So they're a seasonal bag. Unicorn bags usually seasonal.
Because if they were a classic bag that came out every year, they would not be a unicorn.
They would not be. No. They usually have a slightly, on the resale market, we'll get to that a bit later, but they would go for like double and a half.
Fetch.
Mm.
We're not talking about no pet toys. We're talking about fetching on the resale market.
Fetching massive, like 200% on retail price potentially for a unicorn bag.
But we'll get to that later, so don't worry yourself.
We will. So some examples of a unicorn bag for the wannabe cult members here.
Yes. Exhibit A, the Pearl Monstrosity by Chanel.
We'll
insert photo, begrudgingly.
We've got that one. We've got, actually most of the unicorn bags would be Chanel. I mean, for a moment there, Louis Vuitton's Nano Speedy was a bit of a unicorn because it was pretty hard to get.
Bichette Matisse was a bit of a unicorn for a period of time.
For a time. If you go fast forward through, so my Fendi Sex and the City baguette, even though I didn't buy it because I thought it was a unicorn, because it was literally on that mannequin's hand for a good week or so when I was walking past Fendi. I think you started the trend. You actually started the unicorn. Oh, do you? No.
You're the unicorn.
No, I refuse to acknowledge that I had anything to do with that terminology. But now people are contacting me and saying, hey, if you're ever going to sell that bag, like on the off chance, because the reboot's coming and, But
Sex
I
and the
bought
City
it
vibes.
anyway for nostalgic reasons, like the multicolour LV. Hermes, so the Himalaya.
I'd probably say Holy Grail with Hermes would be like
Not
your Cray.
Holy Grail.
Oh, sorry.
Unicorn.
Sorry, guys. I'd say unicorn with Hermes would be like, like your Cray Rose Gold hardware.
Okay.
Rose Sakura with the Palladium hardware and the Swift leather combination. Those very idealistic, pretty... Usually
like made to order combos.
Oh no, they're just reserved. Like the store might get 2 or 3 a year, and it's already given to a high profile client.
They're allocated.
It's that kind of thing. So I'm trying to think the other brands. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the nano.
I think they're more the seasonal things, aren't they?
But it's that sort of thing where they do exist, and we all know someone who knows someone who knows someone's dog's sister who got one, but limited.
Well, if you want to go see unicorns, go check out Amelia Rose's closet.
She's got about 20 of them.
She keeps them in her closet. I don't know how. What does she feed them? Cash.
So, yeah, that's the unicorn.
Okay. So it's not a horse, it's a bag. But you'll never see
it. With a little thingy on top.
You'll never see it in person. You'll only hear of the mythology of them actually existing.
And if you're fast enough to get your phone out to take a photo, you'll just see a smudge go past.
A smudge.
A smudge.
A blur. A blur. Okay, so you did mention it just now, but
sorry, I jumped the gun.
But our next one is a Holy Grail bag. So the Holy Grail bag, different to the unicorn in the fact that a Holy Grail bag for you could be totally different.
100%.
Yes,
me. That is the very strong differentiator between the unicorn and the Holy Grail bag.
Cool.
So it is. The difference between the unicorn and the Holy Grail bag is the unicorn is something that I guess the market dictates its unicorn status, i.e. the resale value of it, the general consensus and opinions that the luxe community has on it, whilst the Holy Grail bag is the individual who lusts after that. It might be something that is readily available. It might be something that is seasonal. It might be something that could also be a unicorn bag, but the individual is come to me, please.
There's nothing greater than that bag.
Yeah.
In my wish list.
Yes, it's the holy sacrament of bags, if you wish.
Absolutely. Do you have a Holy Grail bag?
No.
See, neither do I. And I think somebody asked me in my Q&A video, which I'll link above.
I know, when I do link above, I always want to point here, but it comes up there.
It's over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're a YouTuber, you would know that.
But someone asked me, what's my ultimate dream bag, i.e. Holy Grail bag. And I'm like, I don't even know if it's been made yet.
Yeah.
I don't, because I'm a seasonal fan. I'm not sure.
So there are times I see things and I'm like, wow, that is absolutely amazing, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, nothing I would lose sleep over now, I don't think.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the thing for me where I know that this is not something, like my channel's called DaylesAddiction, but it's not to the extent that I forgo all else to fund it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, for me, they're just things. And whilst I talk about them here, it's not my life. It's 2 videos. It's an hour a week talking about bags to a phone.
It's an interest.
That's right.
It's not a lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so, I don't think I've obsessed about anything. Yeah. So
even when Dayle and I, generally before we film these videos, we go out for breakfast or lunch or whatever, and very rarely are we this is what I want to get next. This is the thing that we will talk about work, and we'll talk about friends, family, the dogs, blah, 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 all the other stuff. And then, the bags, and we'll do a quick run through of what we've seen or whatever. But it's like the back seat of a lot of it, which I think is a healthy, responsible way to do it. But yeah, definitely with Holy Grail. And that's so funny. I've never actually thought of Holy Grail, me not having one, until being on this platform.
On this platform.
I feel like Oprah's interviewing me.
Oh, that's not another... that's also not on our list, so disregard platform. You don't have to remember that. But if you do, extra points. We're up to investment piece. So these are all, we're kind of moving through the luxury journey.
See where we're going with this?
You see where we're
sparking
going.
Some sort of, you've heard these before.
Ding, ding, ding.
I know where they're going with this.
Are luxury bags an investment, Connor? Yes or no?
No.
As a reseller, what argument could you mount to suggest that they could be investments?
So there's two columns with this, and I'll start with the first, which is the least likely to occur. And Amelia Rose talked about this in her 2 videos ago, I guess, and it was about she was talking about investment pieces, and the only time a bag is an investment piece is if you were lucky enough to score a unicorn bag fresh from the boutique, you've paid the retail price for it, you happen to have a good relationship with your SA or whatever the case may be, but you've just paid stock standard retail for it. If you're then to sell that bag during the absolute climax or the peak of the demand, I knew you were going to laugh at climax. You're so
childish.
You're so...
Carry on.
So if you're going to sell a unicorn bag right at the highest point of the demand, you will make your money. You'll double your money essentially. So that hideous
after commission.
Oh yes, after that's another point. So if you are someone like me, for example, if I as a reseller with a consignment business was able to just get a unicorn bag through connections through whatever. Me personally, yes, I would do that. I personally don't do that because number one, I don't shop in those places for that. And I wouldn't rort someone like that, personally. I know some resellers like to do that. Did you know some resellers actually have, this is a fun fact for you because I see people posting about this all the time. So when Hermes on their website put Mini Evelyn's, Mini Lindy's, the big resellers have the robot computer program and it actually notifies them.
They're the ones buying them.
So it's not somebody individually watching the website refreshing all day. There's a computer program that alerts them instantly when a website has had a change.
That's why you keep missing out.
And some of them, the more sophisticated or the more expensive the program is, will automatically put it into their cart so they can just buy it.
Fair.
Some will just purchase it automatically. So that's why you feel like you can never keep up. You've been in Paris and you've been offered a bag and you choose to sell it. Yes, you can definitely make money and that would be an investment. It would be a good investment too because if you're doubling something, it's always good. However, 90% of the time that isn't the case. You're buying a bag that you're going to be using. You're buying a bag that, and buying a luxury bag, using it for 4 years and then being able to sell it for what you paid for it originally is not an investment.
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
And when you think about it though, is there anything else in your wardrobe that you buy, use for 4 years and then sell and get your money back for?
Like, no, I don't think there's anything that would last in your wardrobe.
I literally just dropped a bag
years.
off at the charity shop. Like it does, not a handbag, a bag of clothes and things like that.
Yeah.
So, people will talk about investment and I think it's used
just to justify the purchase.
Yeah, or willy-nilly, like I'm making an investment as in I'm spending a lot of money.
Yeah. Not
that I expect that I'll get a return
100%
on that. So it is used interchangeably as just I'm spending bulk cash.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are very small limited situations where you will make bulk coin if all of those things that Connor mentioned are in place.
And I feel like it works in the favour of the person who's purchasing the bag to say, oh, it's an investment. And it's like, no, doll, you've just spent $9,000. It's not an investment.
Right. You know that you could sell them and you will make money, but it's not a positive return.
Yes,
it's
correct.
not a good investment, put it that way.
No.
It might be an investment. It's somewhere you put money, but your return is not always positive.
Yeah.
So hence not a good investment.
Yeah. Are we clear?
Are we clear?
Rules of the cult?
Excellent. Clear as mud. Next on the list we have purchase history. Another thing. You haven't even bought a bag yet, people.
No bag.
We're at like item 11.
Wow.
And we haven't even bought a bag yet. So your purchase history. Now, this is something that is debatable about whether or not it has an impact on you being able to get a Holy Grail or unicorn bag.
Or even special treatment.
Even special treatment.
Some would argue that if you have a good purchase history, you're offered more champagne or like, what are those, macaroons?
I love your French accent. You automatically go to
aggressive.
Like Mad Chef.
Yeah, the guy from Ratatouille.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, not the rat, the guy.
No, the guy.
Yeah.
The chef.
Yeah,
is
the
it
mean
Ratatouille?
one.
No, it's not that.
It is Ratatouille.
Yeah, well, whatever it is.
I think it's Ratatouille.
No, I don't think it is that. I feel like it's something else.
I quite like that film.
That's a really good film.
Yeah.
But I don't like Ratatouille, like the actual food. Eggplant. Ew.
I just don't. To me, it's just tomato stew, vegetable stew. So yes, purchase history. So it does have, there's an argument about whether it matters, I guess, is the point. And where it most matters would probably be at the top of the Trinity.
Hermes. Hermes. Hermez. Hermes. Or Hermes, as my brother calls it.
So there's an argument that you've got to have, a purchase history of having enjoyed the products that the brand offers and being interested in the house of Hermes.
Having an appreciation for the craftsmanship of the brand. It's not brand, it's brand.
Yes.
But then if you say, I've got an I appreciate the brand, I know, they're like, well, it's not about that.
It's about your purchases, but we didn't say that.
We never said that.
Actually, Erica's Girly World did an awesome video.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
She
did not hold back. Oh, well, she did it on TikTok, but she also did a
an
YouTube
video.
Yeah, and I don't watch a lot of Hermes videos because it's not
applicable.
Yeah. I don't dislike Hermes, but it's just not at the top of my wish list.
There's that word.
And you've
again.
only got so much time in a day, so I pick and choose what I want.
Yes, yeah.
Anyhow, purchase history, or perhaps in Chanel if you've got a seasonal collection coming in. And I've never seen a reserve list in Chanel. I don't even know that they exist here. Maybe because of the level of stock that we get, but certainly any time I've talked about could I go on the reserve list or the lit, there's like what? So I don't even know that they exist. I think around.
I think with Chanel, when a certain collection is announced or a certain bag is known before it's actually released, people's interest is sparked and they will be messaging their essays and saying, hey, I really want this bag. And I think a lot of the right of reply that I've heard is, we're only getting 2 of those bags and they're already given to somebody else, or I'll let you know, and I think...
I was like, thanks, we've noted your interest.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the time... and I think that's obviously true, and I think that I guess if there were clients in Chanel, well, there are clients in Chanel who spend big money and they're like, this is the bag I want, make it happen. I'm sure that they probably do get first preference, but I think it's not so cutthroat like Hermes is, and it's a completely different system and a completely different I guess marketing technique.
This sounds terrible to say, but Chanel has almost democratized luxury, right?
Yeah.
So it's achievable, and I'm going to keep doing this. It's achievable in the fact that you can walk into a store, you can see a bag you like, and you can buy it.
Yes, yeah.
Hermes, you can't do that.
No.
But the purchase history piece, it kind of demonstrates a connection to and an ongoing relationship with a brand that would position you well.
Yeah,
if
it cements your relationship.
Yeah,
and I think if you do have a good purchase history, and look, it might not necessarily be in terms of monetary value. You might just have a large quantity of purchasing lower value items, but it shows that you have
you're interacting
with the brand. They appreciate that you're not somebody who's a time waster, you're not a frequent returner, you're not somebody who is just being annoying. Who? No, say it louder, Dayle. No. And it kind of... And I know if at my job...
the coffee cards, right?
Yeah, the loyalty things,
yeah. You buy 9 coffees, you get your 10th one for free. If you only buy 8 coffees, you don't get...
Is it that many?
Well, it depends on the... It depends on the coffee house. Sometimes it's like...
6.
Yeah, 10. Okay.
I thought 6.
Well, see, there's a competitive advantage, right? That they have. Like, you go, well, I'm going to go there.
Who doesn't even use them but buys like 3 coffees a day.
There you go.
I need to. But yeah, so I think that, because I know personally with my job, if I serve people all the time... Obviously, I don't keep a tally of what they buy, but if they're nice, friendly to deal with, I will go out of my way to be a bit more, I might,
over and above.
The rules are here, but I can actually operate here. So then if if I need to do something to help them, I can work my way through it and do it.
Leverage your contacts, those sorts of things.
And go a bit more over and above. So
I think if it's like reward points.
Yeah.
For any brand, and you get those rewards in the form of status.
Yes.
As a customer, rather than as a discount.
Yes. Yeah.
Which you would normally get.
Yeah. So definitely, I think having a purchase history, whether it be quantity or monetary value, it does matter.
Yeah.
And you might just waltz into a boutique and get preferential treatment just because the stars aligned that day. But generally speaking, if you do have a good relationship with someone in the store, if you have a good relationship with the manager or whatever it may be, it'll make things a little bit easier for you when you're wanting something before it's released, or you want it put aside, or you want your SA to notify you about something. It just does help.
Yeah. And I think
not what you know, it's who you know.
Absolutely. And if I'm to share my own little lesson, which we talked about at brunch, I have spoken in the past about how I bought a multi-pochette accessories because I got caught up in a moment with my daughter-in-law when she bought her first Louis Vuitton bag, and I returned that, and I felt so ashamed that my SA had done all that work and I'd bought impulsively.
Yeah.
And I returned it, and I felt yick about that. And then a few weeks later, I went to the store and I was looking at wallets, and I said, oh, yep, I really liked this wallet. And she said, well, why don't you go away and think about it? If it's not here when you come back, you can always let me know and we can order one in. And I went, oh, God, like not only have I felt yuck about returning it, but you're now counselling or coaching me around thinking through something. So I think that's a challenge with Louis Vuitton, that you can buy online and not really, it doesn't affect your purchase history in the way that purchasing directly from our next item, the face-to-face, because that's the relationship at the end of the day that matters, not what's on your record of purchases.
Yes, yeah. It's the personal encounter.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think anybody that's buying a lot and returning, if you're doing that online, that's probably okay. But if you're doing that face-to-face with somebody, that's not on. It's not okay. Yeah. And I know that I felt bad about just doing it once, let alone if I was somebody that was doing it a lot.
I feel like when you're talking about luxury items, because they are so expensive, I think a lot of the onus has to go on the purchaser to do your own research, watch videos,
ask the right questions.
Ask the right questions. If it is your first whatever piece from that brand, ask the person who is serving you all the questions you might have. Talk to them about the leather, because that's their job, to help you pick something that is right for you. I think having the mentality of, oh, well, I can just return it if it doesn't work out, is a very poor set of manners, I guess, to have, because you're then using a bag or testing it to then return it, so then somebody else gets your
and they could have been spending their time with somebody who was half serious about it. And I just think that's basic common decency. If you're buying online and you buy a whole swag of things, and I was talking to another fellow YouTuber on Instagram recently who actually works in fashion distribution, and I said, do you guys get a lot of returns? And they're like, yes. I'm like, geez, how do you manage that? And I guess that's part of their differentiation, is that you can buy unashamedly online, have it sent to your house, try it all on, and like you do at any change room or fitting room,
give it back and
just send it back and say that didn't work for me, and it's free, and that's fine. But I don't think luxury shopping is like that.
You don't get that freedom.
And if you're throwing away thousands of dollars on a whim, like I did, and I'm ashamed to say, but I did, I'll never do it again. And I don't want to put people in that position that for whatever reason, whether they're on commission or not, it doesn't matter. It's time, and time you can't buy any more of. So I think
that's right. And personally, I wouldn't like, and if it genuinely does not work out, or it was a different whatever, and you purchase online, you return it, that's fair. But I don't like the mentality of just, well, I'll just buy it and return it if it doesn't work out. Very flippant, because if I'm purchasing a bag, would like to think that the one I'm purchasing, no one else has actually touched, no one else has taken home.
You kind of want that fresh...
You want that fresh feeling. Yeah. And then if for whatever reason it's the last one and it happens to have been touched, like, I'll, mentally block that out. But I would like to think that it was because it genuinely was a completely different item to what the person who received it was expecting, and they've literally looked at it and gone, look, not for me, and they've just sent it straight back. But yeah, I think you don't get the free. It's not Target. Like, you can't just buy it all and then return it. You don't get that.
Yeah.
That
ASOS.
ASOS. yeah. Like, you don't get that freedom. So I think you've got to be due diligent in researching, asking all the right questions, and not just buying on a whim, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we went on quite a tangent with that one, but we needed to.
Valuable information for joining our cult.
And the final one in this half is the SA or CA, which you'll often hear, which means sales advisor. Well, actually,
sorry.
No, you're right. Sales associate or client advisor.
Yeah, so SA, sales associate, or CA, client advisor. Does Louis Vuitton use CA? I don't know. Chanel Hermes use SA.
Yes, CA.
CA?
At Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
I've got hold on.
She's got a spreadsheet.
I have a sample of cards. So, Louis Vuitton client advisor.
CA.
Fendi client advisor.
CA.
Yeah,
maybe because they're both owned by LVMH Group.
Could be, yes.
That might be a... Hermes is definitely SA. And I see all the time people who have just joined, like, the Facebook groups. They're like, yeah, I love the group, but, like, what is SA? Like, what does that mean? And I remember thinking the exact same thing. I remember thinking...
Well, I remember asking, what's ISO?
I remember I said it to you.
Me.
And I was like, I did an ISO post or an in search of post, and you're like, oh my God!
That's what it means! Lol.
That's so funny. You thought, I thought it was isolation because people are bored at home.
Yeah. I had no idea. So basically, they are the people who sell the bags.
They are. They're almost held to a higher esteem than the average retail worker because they are, like, you wouldn't call someone at, like, Target a SA.
Why not?
Going into, like you could. Sorry, can I get a SA going in? When does Jessica work next? Like, well, Jessica's at
Jessica
school.
In today?
Yeah,
Jessica's at
Jessica's
school.
16. She's doing a year 12 exams.
Yeah. So usually in the luxury world, when you build a relationship, and I've done a video on this, but when you build a relationship with somebody, I'll go out of my way to introduce myself right at the beginning. Like, if I know that I'm going to be there for more than 5 minutes, then I'm like, by the way, my name's Dayle.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. And they'll say, in this case, my name's Linda. Fantastic. And then when I leave, whether I've bought something, whether I'm thinking about something or not, I'll say, Linda, would you mind if I got your number? And they're like, absolutely. And they'll get a card out like this, and they'll put the details of the bag that you were looking at on the back.
Yeah.
And then I always send them a text afterwards and say, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, I appreciate your time. Yeah.
Absolutely. And they're the person that, even though luxury shopping is not like Target shopping, and the fact that if you want to leverage your purchase history, if you want to, build your relationship, then it's worthwhile texting ahead and saying, hey, listen, I'm thinking about coming into the boutique this week.
Yeah, what days are you working?
That's right.
Yeah.
And keep that continuity.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And I think it's respectful too, especially because I know a lot of people, like on a Saturday, will all go in at the same time.
Yes.
So if you want to speak directly, or you want to work with or shop with, I guess.
Oh, the working with. I love that.
Work with.
The essay I'm working with at the moment.
I think it's not rude, but I think it's a bit like you're taking liberties if you're like, I'm going in on a Saturday, and when I walk in, I want that essay to drop what they're doing and help me. I think is a bit arrogant. And I think if you want to have the attention of the sales associate that you normally work with, I think doing a courtesy, hey, I'm coming in on Thursday, Friday, whatever day it is, are you free? And a lot of the time they're like, are we free at 2:30? Like, cool, perfect.
Yeah.
So then when you walk in, there's that established, your
name's on the door.
Your name's on the door. Yeah. And I think that's, just having the expectation, well, I'm shopping, I'm buying something expensive, I want them to drop what they're doing. Like, they still work in a shop. Like, you're not the only person that goes in there. Because if you were, the shop would close down.
Well, exactly. And I think in the past they've had a bad rap and I think that's a form of people projecting their own insecurities onto the people that work in luxury stores.
Yeah.
Where, I feel like people are looking down at me, and I'm like, hold on a second. These are just regular people like you and I who their job is to sell luxury bags. They're not judging you.
No.
What they're trying to do is establish whether or not you're serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I think if you go in thinking, I don't belong here, people are going to be judging me, then absolutely that's what you're going to find.
Yeah.
If you go in going, as a regular person, just like somebody at the supermarket checkout, obviously with a lot more knowledge of products, and they do their work a lot differently, but anyone in a service industry, you would be like, hey, how's your day? Listen, I'm in the market for XYZ.
Yeah, I agree.
So thank you so much for joining us. Remember, if you do want to join a luxury cult, you need to stick around for part 2. And part 3 and part 4. Because we're just getting started.
Exactly.
There are 24 items on our luxury bingo board, and you need to get through all of them to get into the cult.
Exactly. And like any good cult, you must subscribe. So make sure you subscribe to Dale's channel.
Absolutely.
Down there, it's the red thing.
And then while you're there, hit the bell so that you're notified.
Spirit fingers onto my channel.
Exactly. Then go to the description. Click the link to Connor's video after you've just shared some of your commentary.
Exactly.
You know, this is how the YouTube algorithm works.
Oh, give it the thumbs up too, because that also helps it.
We love a thumbs up.
We love a good thumbs up.
Have you got all that?
Have you got all that?
Yep, just rewind and then replay. Don't forget to check out part 4 on Connor's channel. The link is in the description box below. We had a ball. We always have a ball doing these collaborations. So if you do have any ideas for us, please feel free to put them in the description, or not the description, the comments box below. And we will gladly assess them and take them on board, because we just want to create fun content that you enjoy. Ciao.